The sound of the wind and the waves has been my main soundtrack this week. With daily gusts over 50 kilometers an hour rattling my little van, staying protected was a challenge. The rugged South Australian landscapes are unforgiving, but that's what makes them so breathtaking. Out here, I'm reminded of how small I am. Nature keeps me very humble. I woke up on the southern part of the Eyre Peninsula with the ocean at my doorstep, easing into the morning from the comfort of my home on wheels. It's pretty windy out this morning. Got my matcha and my omelet failed a little bit. It all stuck to the pan. So I'm just gonna eat it out of here. On this solo road trip, I've had endless time to think. Am I searching for something or simply wandering? After a few big driving days and sleepless nights, I woke up feeling pretty tired. Out here in the elements, I notice how much the weather plays into my mood too, so I felt like I needed to keep moving to stay energized. One thing I love about being on my own is the freedom. It's just me, so I can choose what I want to do whenever I want to do it. I don't really plan much, I just let each day unfold in a way that feels right. I have to say, I'm sorry for all the wind noise in this video, but it was truly unavoidable in these South Coast conditions. Idle has been really slow in Mattea. I'm just sitting here and getting her a little bit more warmed up before I take off. We find sometimes when we sleep near the coast, I don't know if it's the moisture in the air or what it is, but then when we start the engine in the mornings, it doesn't want to turn over. I headed into town for a coffee, workout, and shower, then onto a place that I've been excited to revisit, Coffin Bay National Park. The windscreen is so dirty I can't see. She needs a clean. Up here in Coffin Bay to a very gloomy morning. It looks like the clouds are trying to pass over, so hopefully it clears up for a beautiful day today. I'm so happy to be back in this national park because every time I've been here, I just get such a calming feeling. I think it's the colors. The ocean is such a soft blue color and everywhere else is just beige. Sand dunes and desert cliffs. I did not have the best sleep again last night. The cushions have just been so uncomfortable in the van. I woke up and my back is in so much pain. So I know that I definitely need to go for some ocean swims and do some yoga today. I'm keeping it simple and having yogurt for breakfast this morning because it is a bit windy and pretty chilly today. I can't be bothered setting up the burner and cooking and making a mess, so yogurt it is. I was hoping today would be a really sunny and beautiful day to spend time on the beach, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Right now I'm about 40 minutes drive in from Coffin Bay, the town itself, into the national park. So it is a little bit of a mission to get back to town, but I wouldn't mind going back and getting a coffee and then seeing what the day holds. I really don't know what I'm going to do today. One of the nice things about spending time here on the Eyre Peninsula is there's not that much service everywhere you go. So that means you have to fill your time doing other things. Some things that I've really been wanting to do and spend more time on are reading, journaling, and drawing. So I'm going to make an effort to do those things in the next few days. I find it so easy to get distracted by my devices that I see those things as not as important, but when I reflect on it, it's probably just as, if not more important than feeling productive all the time in my work. It is so windy.
Down on my knees, praying, please have mercy now. Christ, my shelter in the world that tried to drag me down. Open your mind, open your heart, open up your soul. Let them sing hallelujah to our King. Hallelujah, ruler over everything. The children sing hallelujah to our King. Hallelujah, ruler over everything.
The sun did manage to come out, but so did the wind. Holy cow, it is very windy out there. Step outside the van and I just get fully blown away. The winds are 50 k's at the moment, and I think this side of the coast is just always quite exposed. I think you have to be pretty lucky to not have any wind, but on days without wind, this would be magical. Unfortunately, it's going to be windy all night, so I think the van might be swaying a little bit tonight and tomorrow morning as well. There's a rock pool down the end that I do really want to check out and go for a swim, so I think I'll just have to deal with the wind and do that at some point. On my way out here, I took a wrong turn and the track got a little bit sandy. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit scared. And luckily at some point I just thought I better check my map because I had been driving for a long time and hadn't hit the coast yet. So I checked my map, realized that I hadn't been going the right way the whole time, turned around and came all the way back. Then when I got here, I pulled into the first camp, which was sort of at a cliff top. I wasn't sure what to expect coming out here. Luckily there is a little bit of service because it does feel quite isolated. So when I pulled into the first spot, I checked on my map and quickly learned that I had to keep going a little bit further down to this spot to get to sort of the camp spot and the beach access. South Australia has the wildest cliff top camps. So obviously I didn't end up staying in Coffin Bay. I have this thing where I struggle to stay still. I really like constantly moving and being in new spots. It's funny because one of the realizations I had while I've been driving, I've just had so much time in my own head for thoughts and ideas. One of the things I was thinking about is how I always thought that van life for me was slow living. And sure, there are a lot of moments that feel slow, like the mornings, making coffee, being at the beach, but a lot of the times there actually is a lot of change and stimulation, always being at new beaches, new towns and cafes. And I think I am a little bit addicted to that constant change. If you've seen some of my recent videos, you may know that I've been trying to settle down in a small town south of Adelaide here in South Australia, but I have been struggling a little bit. I think that has been because I've lived this lifestyle for so long. In a way, it's kind of ruined my perception of reality, and it's been pretty hard for me to just stay put in one place. I'm going to close myself in here and make some lunch/dinner. I don't think my food would even cook if I was outside right now. It's just that windy.
I think she's ready.
It is so windy that I just went to take a bite of food and it just flew off the fork. This is too much. I think I'm gonna go back to the van. So much cozier. Bye, wind. It's so pretty out, but it's just too much. The sun just set behind a cloud, and this wind is just keeping on. I think it's gonna be like this all through the night, so I'm really hoping that I can get some sleep. I think it was a good call to move spots. Honestly, it's not that much more protected, but there are some bushes around, so that should help a little bit. And in this other car park that I found, there's this little walk, and it looks like you can go all the way down into those really beautiful cliffs up there. So hopefully I can get some sleep so I can wake up for sunrise. Making cacao. Cheers to being in the middle of nowhere all alone. It does feel a little bit strange being out here by myself with no one around for miles and miles. There was one other car that pulled up today, but then they left. I guess because I have so much experience traveling and being on the road, I don't really get scared. But even from the early days, I left Canada to travel when I was 18 years old, and I've always just had this sort of fearless approach. I think I have a lot of trust in humanity. In general, I always just think everything's gonna work out and everything's gonna be just fine, so I might as well go for it and do the things that inspire me and light me up. So here we are.
There's no water left. Okay.
I'm very happy that I found a little spot protected by the bushes last night because I barely felt the wind. I woke up around probably 4 a.m. and felt the wind from the front on, and I also heard some little scratching in the engine bay, so I'm not sure if there was a little mouse or something trying to get warm, A little update, if you watched my last video, you know that I had a mouse in the van and I did buy some traps. I'm pleased to say that I think the mouse got out and I didn't catch any. I didn't want to have to kill them, but it is the worst thing sleeping in this van when you know that there's mice around you. I'm just always scared that they're gonna run across me, and especially after that semi-traumatic sleep the other night. I've been wanting to have a beach day so much. I just want to sit in the sun, but the weather's just not doing it for me. I think today I may head all the way up to Streaky. I also just realized that I ran out of water. I have a little bit of drinking water left, but I didn't realize how low my tanks were. So I'm gonna have to go find some water today. Stella has been a little bit temperamental starting these days. The idle is also really slow. This is not a place that I want to get stuck. Especially on top of Stella has just not been starting very well in general. So I'm very grateful that I didn't get stuck out there. I didn't have to wait for anyone to show up to jumpstart me. Now we're back on the open road, cruising. The air is nice and cool. Feels so good. The drives on road trips through Australia feel like they're never ending, but I just pulled up in this small town called Elliston. I found this little shady patch to hide away from the sun. I am feeling pretty salty and windburnt, so I'm hoping to find a place to swim or shower today. There's a cave that I want to go to about an hour north of here. I believe it's called Woolshed Cave. So I thought I'd stop in, have some lunch, grab a coffee, and then continue on the adventure. We'll see how we go in this wind. Maybe it'll be way too blown out to go there, but we're gonna try. Coffee. It's a bit tricky to get the water bottles in and out of the van here, but gotta do what we gotta do. That road was way more hectic than I thought it was gonna be. I really do not like going on corrugated roads in Stella. I feel really bad for her right now, but she's all good. We made it in one piece. Okay, I have to say this is pretty cool, and I think it was worth that corrugated road. It's so nice just to get out of the sun for a little bit too. It is so much cooler in here in the shade. I do not want to go back in the sun now that I have felt this. And there's nothing I want to do more than jump in the ocean right now, but this is not a very swimmable spot because it's just straight ocean. And I imagine there's a lot of rips and currents and waves. but the water looks so inviting. How beautiful are the colors of these rocks? Such soft pink and yellow colors. I love it. So pretty. The good news is that was really beautiful. The bad news, now I have to drive back out on that corrugated road. Poor Stella. Ugh. These days have seriously just been flying by. Like, I don't know where they go. I wasn't planning on driving the whole day and doing errands, but that's sort of what this day has turned into. And also, obviously, because of the wind, I wasn't able to have a chill beach day anyway. But I would love to get to Streaky Bay ASAP, which is still another hour drive, because Stella is very dirty. She is in need of a wash because she's just covered in dust and sand and salt as well. I really don't like leaving the salt on her too long because obviously that leads to rust on the combi. So I have been very cautious and been trying to at least rinse her off every second day, but there's not that many car washes here. The last one was in Port Lincoln. So I do need to get to Streaky and give Stella some TLC because she deserves it. Stella has been working hard today. We are almost there. I'm so excited. Just enough fuel to get us there. Oh, I am so happy to be parked up for the night. I found some dinner at the gas station. They had Indian food and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna want to cook when I get to my camp spot because the wind is just crazy. It's been so insane all day. The only time I didn't feel it was when I was at the cave, and it was the nicest time of the day just to have a break from that wind. It really takes it all out of me. I think tomorrow, finally, the wind is going to drop a little bit, so I'll be able to have that beach day that I've been wanting to have. I'm just so keen to lay in the sun and read a book and also do some exercise and some stretching. I'm finally now in Streaky Bay, and it's such a cute little town. We've been here once before, so I'm also keen to go to some cafes and just have some downtime and no driving tomorrow, because the last few days, even though the map said it was only going to be like a 2-hour drive, it ended up taking me the whole day by the time I would stop to eat or get fuel or go to a little site I don't know, the days have honestly just slipped away. You may be wondering why I haven't been using the pop top, and that's because I'm not able to pull it down on my own. About a week before this trip, I went on Just Campers and ordered new pop top lifters because the ones we had before were super strong ones. So Jordy would have to stand at the back and push it down, and I stand in here and pull these hooks down. So we ordered some lighter springs thinking that I would be able to use those. We installed them just before I left, and unfortunately I still am not able to pull it down. I guess because they haven't been worn in yet, they're brand new. So they're still too strong for me to pull it down on my own. It's almost like these handles need to be moved a little bit further back, but then there's nowhere to latch the handles into the fiberglass anywhere back there. So that's been a little bit annoying to not have the extra space, but it's been manageable. Anyway, the sun is about to dip and I'm exhausted, so I am going to eat my Indian food and read a chapter of my book. There's no service where I am right now, which is super nice. I can just switch off and relax. See you guys tomorrow.